Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum. You all have learned how to interpret a speed time graph. Now, let us tackle some problems, okay, involving speed time graph as the following. So please read the question before I proceed. Okay, so this is a speed time graph. The speed is in meters per second and the time is in seconds. And okay, let's quickly describe the motion of this object. In the first 10 seconds, it is moving at constant acceleration. From 10 to 30 seconds, it is moving at constant speed of 20 meters per second. And then, from 30 to 50 seconds, what happens? The object decelerates, move at constant deceleration. Okay, it is slowing down. So the first question is, calculate the acceleration in the first 10 seconds, which means I want to find the acceleration of the car for this part of the graph. The question asks for acceleration. How do you find acceleration in a speed time graph? Acceleration is the gradient in the speed time graph. So in this case, we want to find the gradient of this line. So recall, how do we calculate gradient? Firstly, we need 2 points. So let's choose this point. This point has coordinate 0, 0. And let's choose this point. This point has coordinate 10, 20. Now, we could have chosen any other point on the line. It's just that, okay, only these 2 points we know their values. So now, what is the formula for gradient? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you get 2. Now, gradient represents acceleration. So, an acceleration, we must put unit. Therefore, the acceleration is 2, and the unit for acceleration is meter per second square. That is how you do it. Okay. The next question, find the acceleration when the time is 20 seconds. So when the time is 20 seconds, the point on the graph is here, this blue point. So the question is asking you, find the acceleration of this point on this line. Alright? And once again, acceleration is the gradient of this line. So the acceleration of this point is equals to the gradient of this line. Okay? In a speed time graph, gradient is acceleration. So let us find the gradient. As before, we require 2 points. We can use this point because I know the x coordinate 20 and I know the y coordinate 20. Let's choose another point. We can choose this one or this one. So let us choose this one. Okay? This point has x coordinate 10 and y coordinate 20. Thus, let us now use the formula for gradient. Gradient is y2 minus y1, 20 minus 20 over x2 minus x1, 20 minus 10. You will get 0. Okay? So, the gradient of this line is 0. That means the acceleration is 0 at this point. What does it mean when acceleration is 0? It means the object is not speeding up or slowing down. Isn't this true? In this region, the car is moving at constant speed. When you are moving at constant speed, you are not accelerating. Thus, this answer makes sense. Therefore, the answer for this question is 0. meter per second squared. Now, there's one important lesson here. Any horizontal line has zero gradient. Alright? And for a speed time graph, it means the object has zero acceleration or moving at constant speed. For the next question, we are going to calculate the speed of the object when time is 6 seconds. So where is time equals to 6 seconds on the graph? It is somewhere here. So the question is asking you, when the time is 6 seconds, what is the speed? Now how do we do this? Can we assume that this is half of 20, which is 10? You cannot do that, okay? You cannot assume anything in maths. But there is a way to do it. In part A, we did something to this line. Now recall, in part A, we calculated the gradient of the line is 2. The gradient of this line is 2. We can use that to find the speed of this point. So let this thing be x, okay? We are going to use algebra, so let it be x. Okay? If we know the gradient, which is 2, we can form an equation. So if I use this point, okay? Because we want to find this value, so we have to use this point. So this point, what is the coordinates? 6 and x. So let's choose another point that's easy to use. I can use this because this is 0, 0, or I can use this, which is 10, 20. So let's use 0, 0. 0, 0 is simple to use. Okay? So the gradient is 2. What is the formula for gradient? y2 minus y1, so x minus 0 over x2 minus x1, 6 minus 0. Okay? And the gradient of this line, we know it's 2. Okay, you may be thinking, this gradient 2 is the gradient of this big line, but we are finding the gradient of this short line. Now, if this short line is part of the big line, they have the same gradient. For a straight line, any 2 points on that line have the same gradient. That is a very important fact. Okay? So let us solve this algebra. X minus 0 is x. 6 minus 0 is 6. So what do you do after this? You cross multiply. Okay? Because 2 is just 2 over 1. So cross multiply, x times 1 is x. 2 times 6 is 12. And thus our answer is 12. So this value is 12. Does it make sense? Of course. This is 20, so if this is 12, it's logical. Thus, the answer is 12. Do not forget unit. Speed. Speed is meter per second. Alright? Next, let us calculate the total distance. In a speed time graph, how do we calculate total distance? Recall, the distance is calculated by finding area. Alright? So what area? One of it is this one, which is a triangle. Next, it is this one, which is a rectangle. And lastly, this one, which is another triangle. So, total distance is the areas of all these shapes. So, let's do that. Total distance equals to the blue region. It's a triangle. Half times base times height. Half times, what's my base? 0 to 10 is 10. What's my height? From here to here, 20. Okay? Plus the rectangle. What is the area of rectangle? Length times breadth. What's the length? 20. What is the breadth? 10 to 30. It is 20. Next, area of this orange triangle, half times base times height. What's my base? From 30 to 50, 20. What's my height? From here to here, 20. So, calculate all of this and you will get the total distance, which is, the answer is 700. But do not forget units. What is the unit? Look at this, meters. So, the total distance is 700 meters. And finally, let us calculate the average speed for the whole journey. What is the formula for average speed? Average speed is total distance over total time. Do we know total distance? Yes, we just calculated it, 700. What is the total time? Look at the x-axis, 50. And the answer is simply 14. Okay? Do not forget units. 14, we're talking about speed. So, meters per second.